Hey guys, today's video is all about credit scores. I became obsessed with my credit score once I found out how low it was a couple years ago. Needless to say, I've improved it like 300 points, so I'm doing pretty good now. Most people don't know that the millennials have the lowest credit scores of all ages, and I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the fact that we're indebted by student loans and that there's really no programs to teach us how to manage our personal finances or our credit. The reason why you should care about your credit score is because it's basically like a 7-year financial track record of how you manage your money. You know, do you pay people back? Do you pay on time? Are you drowning in debt? A lot of companies use this information to figure out if they actually want to lend to you, like if you're getting a mortgage, if you're buying a car. Even some employers look at this information if you're going to be dealing with their financial records. So I put together a list of the steps that I use to take my credit from poor to excellent. Just stay tuned and you'll find out a lot of information that I think you'll find very helpful. First things first, order your credit report. Did you know that you're entitled to receive a free credit report from each of the bureaus at least once per year? All you have to do is go to www.annualcreditreport.com and you'll receive a credit report from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. All you have to do is log on, verify you are who you say you are, don't even need a credit card, and you'll have access to download your reports. Now, if you're not familiar with what's on your credit reports, I would recommend that you download all three so that you can take a look at them at once and then you can do what you need to do about them. However, if you know what's on your credit report and you check it regularly, then I would probably recommend that you just download one of the reports like every 4 months. Okay, so now that you have your credit reports, what you want to do is check them for errors. You want to make sure that there aren't any addresses you never lived at, there aren't any accounts you never opened. You want to make sure that your lenders are reporting the correct balances because that does have an impact on your score. And if you do see anything that doesn't belong, feel free and don't hesitate to file a dispute with the credit bureau. When you file a dispute, you're basically sending the word out that, hey, this isn't the correct information. So what the credit bureau does is they contact the company that's actually reporting the information, and that company has about 30 days to prove that the information is true. Otherwise, they have to take it off your credit report. Now, one trick that you can use to have accounts removed off your credit report is just to dispute everything. Now, this is definitely frowned upon by the credit bureaus. It's kind of boy who cried wolf, but if you do it like your first time, then they really can't prove that. So basically, if the company doesn't care enough to answer the credit bureau within 30 days, then hey. Alright, so you got your reports, you made sure nothing fishy was going on, and now you want to know your score. Well, unfortunately, you're not entitled to your credit score for some reason, but one of the more popular sites you can sign up on is creditkarma.com. They allow you to retrieve your credit score. I believe you don't need a credit card for that, so that's definitely a good option. Keep in mind that all credit scores are not created equally. A lot of companies come up with their own formulas to judge whether or not they want to lend to you, but I will say that the most widely used credit score is the FICO score. So if you can find that, I would suggest that you buy that one. Another way that you can get your credit scores for free are through credit card perks. All of my credit card companies offer free scores, whether they're monthly, bi-monthly, or every 3 months. It definitely comes in handy, and I kind of make it like a game to see how high I can get my credit score to go. So the single most important thing you can do for your credit score is to pay your bill on time. I said, pay your bill on time. And if you don't get anything else out of this video, That is the most important thing for you to remember. Your payment history makes up 35% of your credit score, which is the single largest category. And if you can't pay your bill on time or at all, then why is anybody else gonna want to lend to you? So the second most important thing you can do for your credit score is to pay your balance in full if possible. There are two key dates here that you want to pay attention to: your due date and your statement close date. Now, if you pay your balance in full by the due date, you won't have to pay any interest. However, that's not the same date that they report your balance to the credit bureaus. They report your balance to the credit bureaus on your statement close date. So if you were to pay your balance in full on your due date and then you charge another $500 before your statement close date, then they're going to report that $500 to the credit bureau. So if possible, you want to make sure that your credit card balances are zero on your statement close date, and that way they'll be listed as zero on your credit report for that month. The balances on your credit report make up your utilization ratio, which accounts for about 30% of your credit score. Most experts recommend to keep your utilization ratio around 30%, but in my experience, I found that 0% increased my credit score the most dramatically. Your statement close date is typically 2 to 3 days after your due date, and you can probably find this information on your statement, but I would suggest that you actually call the company. So calendars played a big role in helping me to manage my finances. Basically what I did is I calendared all of my due dates and my statement close dates to make sure that everything was paid on time and that my balances were paid in full by the statement close date. I chose to put a calendar on my bedroom wall, but you can use your phone, you can use your computer. It's just kind of a way to help your subconscious hold on to that information so that you're on autopilot when it comes to paying your bills. Alright, so the last step is to make sure that you monitor your credit, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, semi-annually, or annually. Just make sure that you keep an eye on it, especially after taking 10 minutes of your time to watch this video. Most of the mistakes that you're going to make with your credit will be removed after 7 years. And if you have to file for bankruptcy, make that 10 years. While every time you let someone check your credit, that only takes 2 years to be removed. With that being said, time is of the essence. It's crazy to think that most people only think about their credit when they're in the middle of an application, but little do you know, you can't just snap your fingers and fix your credit. It takes time and it's definitely a process. Oh, I almost forgot. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share it with your friends and family, and most of all, don't forget to visit my boutique.